tried and true. Let's go over that again. All the dust will do it no harm whatsoever to give it another coat of oil. In fact, keep feeding it and it'll build up a beautiful patina over a period of time. There we go. So, it's nicely finished. I've got a bit of oil around there, to make a difference. Excellent, so there we go, hollowed out, pretty piece of wood. Hard as nails though, a bugger to cut. But the tools did it really well. I finished off with the number 1 tool, which takes a smaller cut deeper down towards the bottom. You've got a longer overhang. You can't get a tool rest in there. Hence again, the longer handle to help compensate for the leverage. A lot of wood turning is leverage. Okay, so I'm going to remount this, put it between centres. I'll explain what I've done and we'll rework the foot, cut it down to what I think it should be, and part it off, or at least make it cut, part it off, finish it, and let's have a look at it. Okay, so be back in just a tick. So what we're going to do is use this, it's called a rubber chucky, I believe. Handy thing, different diameters. It's rubber, it's going to drive. We're going to put that between centres there and bring this up to the centre that I've got marked on here. I'm using a ring centre. If you use a cone, it tends to want to keep biting in. The ring centre doesn't. So put enough pressure on there to drive it. Should be enough, and we're just going to take small careful cuts down here and take this corner off first and bring this curve down till I usually use, the proportion I usually use is the foot is 1/3 of that diameter there, of the widest point. So whatever that is, the foot is 1/3. That tends to look approximately right. You may have to adjust it a little bit, but that's the rule of thumb. To there. I'm just going to use a spindle gouge. Smaller cuts, more shear cuts. I'll tell you what, I'll use a bowl gouge, another one, wider neck things. I know you can get them in different shapes. Handy little bit of equipment to have. There's numerous ways you could make your own. Again, cast your own rubber or make a wooden one with some craft foam around it. Anything that would drive it. So, okay, I'll tell you what, here we go. Right, so slightly out on this side. The thing I was trying to avoid is there's some quite big splits in here. So, the centre is actually right on one of the splits. So, I'm just going to move that over a fraction. See if we can get it any truer. It's going to be awkward, this. Yeah, the centre wants to be right where there's a crack. And it's just following the centre that I already had. We could blend it in. The other thing I suppose I could do is take the centre out, the point out. Yes, that's what we'll do. Another solution. There's always a... Move this back. Put that carefully there. We don't want to drop it. Take that. Get this bar. Put this up the centre, and that little point is on a little Morse taper. Put that straight away into your magnetic tray. They're about $20 if you've got to replace them. Quite expensive. So that into there. Put this back onto here. Now I've just got the ring, so I can hopefully move things over without the point finding the original centre, and I can just nip that up and keep turning this slightly out. there's the high spot there, so it wants to be dropped a fraction that way. Now I'll get it, I don't mind, I can get it pretty close. I don't mind if it's a fraction out. You can blend everything in. Nobody would ever know. Nobody would ever know. That's getting closer. Let's see how far that's out. About a 1/16. That would actually blend in. It's running up here. It's more or less true. It's just a little bit down there. We might have to come back up here a little bit to blend it in, but I'm going to make it work at that. Make sure everything's nice and tight. Set the tool rest closer. Small, careful cuts. So that's a little high. See, I know straight away as soon as I put the tool on the tool rest where the tool should be cutting. Centre line. That's turning at 1,000. 1,100. Don't go mad this time. Small, careful cuts. The other thing I'm going to have to keep doing is stopping and see where those splits are going. Take some of that wood because eventually I want to get rid of it all. So get rid of the wood in front of the cut. Leave some of this for support. Make it cut this way. I can hear the way it's cutting. If I stop it, you'll hear. I can hear the voids as I'm cutting those voids. There's a knot there. I can hear and feel that resistance. Again, we're just going to bring this curve around. $1,400. Keep removing the wood in front of the cut. Then we'll work back. Starting to get to the blending stage. It's coming slightly that way. It wants to tuck in. Pick the cut up just here. Start to follow that curve. Just going to stop it, see where those cracks are. Quite a big one there. That's okay. It's getting more solid here. There's a crack there. As I'm coming into here, the crack's getting slightly smaller. We can refill them. That's no problem. In fact, to be honest, there's not a lot to do at the bottom. Okay, fine. Let's continue on. I'm going to start to get rid of some of this raggy stuff. Looking at that diameter, it's approximately 1/3. So I'm going to make a cut into here. Nice little slicey cut into that corner. Come back here, blend that curve in. Getting a good finish from the tool, using the bevel, getting it in exactly the right place. Excellent. That's where I'm going to part it off, right there. That is about 1/3 of the diameter of the widest part. So what do we need? Parting tool, it's over here. Small careful cuts here. Again, you don't want to make sure you're not going to get, you don't want it to crumble on you if it's weak, where even if you slow the speed down, take smaller careful cuts. You don't want anything to blow on you. take some of this down. You can hear that tick, listen. There. Obviously there's loose bits of wood there, be careful. Just going to stop that. Have a look, that split's okay. That one's alright, that one's alright. You can put, well, that's already been glued up, although there's nothing in it. We could, ooh, yeah, I'll fill it. It's the only one. What colour? I think, looking at this to balance it, we're going to put a red in there. So, I'm going to do the same thing. You've seen that before. Give me 5 minutes, I'll glue it, fill it, skim it, sand it, finish it, and then we're going to make some small, careful cuts down here. I'm looking at the proportion this way. Yeah, that looks fine. So we'll make that slightly deeper, cut it off from the bandsaw, sand it away. Don't go all the way through, it'll break off, okay, and leave it thick enough, again, so that won't crumble. You've got pressure this way. So, come back in a few minutes, I'll do that, I'll make the final cuts, give it a real good polish up, finish, sit it there, you make your own decision. And again, next time we come round, I'm going to show you how to make the neck for it, or a little, yeah, a little neck. I'm not sure what wood yet, I haven't decided, maybe just a plain of wood. I want people to look at this, not the neck. Right, be back in a minute or two. And it's brew time. Cup of tea is what I mean. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just polishing this up. What I used to finish it, I used the tried and true oil. Left that for half an hour to soak in, buffed it up, and then used these two products, Yorkshire Grit and Hampshire Sheen. That is a similar product to, I suppose, Triple E. It's an abrasive and a wax, and then afterwards you've got this Hampshire Sheen. Great stuff. You put the Yorkshire Grit on first, very sparingly, wipe off the excess, keep cleaning, don't use the same bit of paper towel, okay, otherwise you just spread it about, wipe it off, fold it over, wipe it off, then do the same with the Hampshire Sheen, sparingly, switch it on fast, buff it up, give it one more, and if you look, if you get a light on it, you can see if you're taking off the excess, and of course you'll have a clean rag. The other thing I did was take that a little bit further down with the parting tool. Let's switch this off and have a look. Look at that, really popped. Filled in that little red crack there, red going into purple. Filled a touch in there. That's filled up, and again it's held it together beautifully. I made a cut down here with the parting tool, and you could see a chunk come out. There's another split there. If I went any further, that bit could come out, which would only leave me this. I may not get a proper drive, it may crumble, it may come out, so that's as far as I'm going to go. So look, what we're going to do, I'd rather be left with a piece than do a hero cut and have it come out. So what we're going to do is take this out, I'm going to cut it on the bandsaw, bring it back over, and I'm going to sit it here, and you can see what it looks like. From that view, it's a totally different view to when it's like this. Okay, 2 minutes. You can see the shape and the form. Sit it there, that's better. Those are filled nicely, third, 2/3. The foot is approximately a third of the diameter at the widest point. Again, that would look okay for a hollow form. We're going to put a neck on it. Okay, next time I come back, nice little quick job. I'll show you how I do it. There's several ways, and I think a neck on there, just skinning this out, widening it at the top, skinning it out, would make a huge difference. So remember what it looks like now, and then when we finish it, what it looks like with the top. You'll see it. Okay. Enjoy the project. I like, well, although this wasn't wet, I quite enjoy doing these. I'll be honest with you, it's, some of the lads will tell you, it's years and years since I've done one of them. Do you know why? You've got to have the patience to hog the middle out, and it's just tedious. Anyway, the end result though can look really nice. Go for it, go have a go. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Take care. Bye now.